So Serpent of Fire goes like this for the rest of it. 1. I apologize for that.
Yep.
Now, what is that on, Helen? Yes?
On that Serpent of Fire, vis-a-vis telephone conversation, you said experiment with 7 loops, see if there was a difference.
Between that one and this Fire Dragon, yeah. What'd you find out?
I like the original. Now, I'm not using the Fire Dragon as here, but the Serpent of Fire, the original, without adding the extra loops.
Yeah, I think it's much more powerful.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't really met very many people that if I trace the Fire Dragon down their back, they didn't really notice it. It seems to be a very noticeable thing. Motor Xanon is traced, I don't know if this matters very much, I mean, since the arrows aren't even on here, but is traced the opposite way, like that. So, rather than starting at the spiral, you begin at the top one. For those of you over here.
Which one is part of the line?
Pardon?
Half diagonal line.
Oh, that one.
The other one.
Right. That one. Across the top. Oh, wait, this one here?
So it'll be interesting to see what you guys come up with on that one.
I did this over the phone,
That one's got the tail.
Just like
Up and
and
around.
she was having a lot of problems and figured it was a virus.
It's the same as this one.
And she didn't know I was doing it at the time, and she said, she just sat me.
This one you do back
She said she
here.
could feel it moving to her system. And she's a Reiki master too, so.
This one, also at the top.
And she was much better, like,
Just backwards from
within
there.
24 hours.
Mountain cold is pure.
Oh, which way does it go?
Okay. So, I still have enough light for you, Tom, or you want me to turn it overhead on?
We're okay so far.
The next page is something that I find great. Very, very great. It's the Hosanna clearing page. Everybody turn to that one. The Hosanna symbol is very interesting. It's traced like this. 1, 2, and then with each, remember you're tracing this with a cone, with your fingers cone. So, you know, so I don't knock these off. So essentially, you know, you're going like this. Right? When you've completed both squares, when you have a top and a bottom one, the last thing that you do is punch the middle of both squares, and that's not listed on here. That's the very last thing that you do.
Can you repeat that again?
After you finish tracing, and you have a top and a bottom part of this Hosanna symbol, you're left with 2 triangles. In the middle of each triangle, take one of your cone fingers, one of your cone hands, and punch. It's kind of an activating thing. And I'm surprised it's not on this, quite honestly, because the rest of the handles are so good.
Could you just trace that one out one more time?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Go.
And if you know, it's kind of hard for me to see, maybe you can
Oh,
stand
yeah,
up
sorry,
and hold it
sorry.
up.
Thank you for pointing that out. 1, 2,
Okay.
and then punch.
Would you trace those concurrently, one with each hand, or would you do one with one and then the same with the other?
Both at the same time.
Okay.
And then over here. 1. The peanut gallery's playing already. 2.
Now, does it make any difference which way you punch?
That's not even listed on here. It's a
No,
bonus.
that's.
This is a very similar type of St. Michael's sword technique almost, in the way that this is laid out and used with Hosanna clearing. And I've used this exactly as it's laid out. and I really like it, and I highly recommend it. Hosanna itself is a very powerful symbol that can be used for a lot of different things. One of the interesting things about it is that it seems to do an excellent job of clearing people of what Kathleen calls them, like psychic weapons and things like that, but also of, negative spirit attachments and just stuff like that. It's just an excellent clearing symbol. Excellent clearing. So it's really the only one like it within, this type of system. And notice that it's also empowered by Chokureis. So, it's not an inherent symbol.
So you trace the two chokureis, then do the Hosanna. You invoke Saint Michael the Archangel, Saint Michael the Archangel, Saint Michael the Archangel. Say the rest of this. Then you do the two chokureis, do the Hosanna again, invoke whomever, angels of the violet fire. Then you do it again and invoke Saint Germain. Is that correct?
It's interesting that in this, you can tell this is adapted from Saint Michael's sword technique, because usually in clearing processes like this, they refer to Archangel Michael instead of Saint Michael. And down here somewhere, my guardian angel was actually listed in there. That was very... Okay, on the other side of this page, there's another sheet on clearing. And this is a very nice sheet to just hand out on clearings in general. Front and back Xerox. This comes from a system known as sacred geometry. And it hasn't gotten out there too much yet. I don't know if it's been in this area or not. I can't speak to that. It goes under a number of different names. Rainbow Bridge is one of them. You can tell she credited Rainbow Bridge to a specific thing, but it's out there in a number of different forms. There are 3 large books about it, but the books are rather large and expensive and esoteric. It costs as much to buy a book as it does to take a class, so the books cost in the hundreds of dollars. And there are, that I know of, there are like 5 or 6 levels to the program. This is a really neat thing, though, because down here in the middle of the page where it cone the fingers with the right hand is the beginning part of the sentence. From there on down, she gives you a clearing process that uses sacred geometry. As I understand, these number systems correspond to various things from like esoteric kind of sacred geometric correlations to specific prayers, to odd things like that. I've seen the system demonstrated at length, and I did really like it. What I'm not sure of is its permanence on some of the stuff. I do know of Reiki people that are out there sealing Reiki symbols in using this type of sacred geometrical procedure and stuff. Whatever, if you run across it, I think it's a worthwhile class to take. However, for this, it's an excellent little text block that you have here on how to clear yourself of attachments. So, we'll go through it real quick here. Cone the fingers of your right hand and circle over your heart chakra in a clockwise direction, which will seem counterclockwise to you. So, everybody seems counterclockwise to you this way, as you were looking at it.
So you go towards your left.
Got you.
That's counterclockwise.
Got you. Thank you. Somebody noticed that. I had you all going.
I'm sitting
You should
here going
question the
like this, I'm
guru.
going, this is not right.
I'm not on some pedestal. Okay, now, that's the tendency to do that. And almost everybody that I've ever seen has always done it in sort of the wrong direction off of this sheet. Right? So that's not the way you want to. You want to go towards your left shoulder. Okay. Okay. So towards your left shoulder. And as you do so, you do exactly what this says. 87321 to clear. 87321 to be clear. 87321 for level 1, 87321 for level 2, all the way on up.
Is it 2-1 or is it 1-2?
1-2. And so you go all the way up. Feeling it? Isn't it interesting?
Yes, it is. So you count, you go through 13 and then you do all other levels? maybe?
If you want to, there's a shorter version where you can just, do it 3 times. Do kind of the first, 8, 7, 3, 1, 2, 8, 7, 3, 1, 2 to clear, 8, 7, 3, 1, 2 to clear, 8, 7, 3, 1, 2 to clear, and then you reach in and visualize yourself pulling out the misqualified energy, the negative energy, and just dispelling it into a white light portal or something, or a violet flame. But it's a really cool procedure. I mean, this is just like a gem in this little packet of handouts that you don't have to pay, $500 for level 1. Yes.
Now, what does that portion mean where it says 87321 to print and save? It sounds like we're talking into a computer.
Last line.
Yes. Yeah, it's very.
Yes, it is. It is very much.
The energy systems, as developed, are very much viewed with symbols and these codes and whatnot being very similar to access within a computer. And that's a cutting edge frontline metaphor that's beginning to emerge. And every now and then I catch myself using it in classes because I'm so used to using it with other energy researchers. It's kind of like our own little lingo behind the scenes kind of. So every now and then stuff like that will kind of poke through. I mean, you'll notice it in stuff I write every now and then, things like that. So, yeah, it's very much the metaphor.